TV. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rody, and I am back with another video for you guys. And this time, it's a cool collaboration I've got going on with my boy Daryl over at WinKills.com. If you guys could go over to his website and check him out, he's really cool. Not a gaming journalist, as y'all can see in his header, but he is someone who is definitely heavily involved in the game industry as far as his opinion, and also giving kind of reviews and some good articles on what he thinks going on with different systems and companies and games in general. So why don't you guys go over there, check him out, as well as check out his Twitter. He's a real cool dude, and I'm sure you'll be happy to get in touch with him. Now, let's get started. Alright guys, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was Nintendo. And I'm sure everyone who's clicked on this video, anyone who's ever touched a controller, anyone who's ever even heard of a video game has played a Nintendo video game. Whether it's Mario, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, you know, Zelda, Donkey Kong, any one of those classic characters I'm sure we've all played, have some type of interaction with within our childhood or currently. And the thing that me and Dale kind of want to collaborate together on this video and with his article is that we feel like Nintendo is definitely getting a lot of not so much slack, but a lot of negative attention in the fact that they don't tend to be actual hardcore gamers. And I put that in hard quotations because hardcore gaming is only considered for, you know, the Xbox and the PlayStation, because they come out with, you know, the new titles that are gonna change and revolutionize the gaming industry, and shooters like Call of Duty, or, you know, crazy fighters like Street Fighter. But then you've got Nintendo, who have these cuddly, wonderful, sweet characters that we've grown up with, like Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Donkey Kong, all those crazy characters that I named earlier that you were actually seeing in these gameplays. And the thing is, we should give them a little bit of slack. And the reason I say that is because all of us developed our gaming personality, our feel for gaming, our favorite pastime from some point in time through Nintendo. I'm sure all of us had a Super Nintendo at one point in time, or a Nintendo period in some point in our lifetime. And it seems like we kind of forget that throughout our gaming pastime, that we put a lot of negativity on Nintendo because they don't come out with great games that we think is something that they should be. Now, they do have games, you know, that we've thought of throughout our pastimes, like Super Smash Brothers, for instance, that I'm playing right now, which continues to put in characters from multiple generations, even characters that most of us probably never heard of. And I'm not gonna lie, before I came into Super Smash Brothers, I never heard of Mr. Game & Watch, or you know, Roy from freaking, what is it, Fire Emblem. I've never played those games, but I was able to get into them because of Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart, things like that, that broaden your horizon and kind of bring you back into that innocence of why you got into video games. And it seems like Nintendo can't get things right in most people's opinions, because they continue to come out with things that are just not as cutting edge as they would hope. For instance, like the original Wii. It came out with the nunchucks that people thought was a little bit wacky, in my opinion, as well, with the way that they were trying to have us play games. In essence, gamers don't really want to do too much moving. We are the kind of people, you know, we just want to sit down and get after in the game. We're not trying to swing our arms or get up and look down into a gamepad and try to figure out secrets. You know, that's the new thing that they developed with the Wii U, which at first, myself and my brother, we just totally neglected to even get this system, because we were like, that looks dumb, that's stupid. But then we had to actually remember that the games that they're going to be coming out with are games that are classics, like Super Smash Brothers. I mean, that's the main reason most people's got these games, is because of the games that were coming out. Now, I know there are tons of titles that came out on the Nintendo Wii U over the past 2 years or so that were probably total flops, but I can say for sure, and a lot of the forums that I'm involved with, a lot of people definitely have either Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, the new Hyrule Warriors, even Mario Maker, which has definitely made a strong impact back on Nintendo's side, because of it's giving that nostalgia back. It's showing you why you fell in love with Nintendo, from the early levels of just trying to do the side scroller and getting Yoshi and trying to compete all the levels to go get to Bowser, to now we are fighting Bowser and Mega Man and Sonic and all these different characters that they add in the Super Smash Brothers. It allows us to have those moments in time where we're like, man, I now remember why I fell in love with Nintendo, because of the type of things that they bring to the table. And not to say they haven't screwed up in the past, But I do think that we gotta always remember that they're the ones that gave us our initial feeling of loving games. I know the Sega Genesis was out back in my day. You know, I'm 27, so I came up around the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis era, and all my favorite games were on Super Nintendo. Now, if we go back, Super Nintendo had the Mortal Kombat. And of course, I guess over time they try to generate their views more towards the kid family friendly thing, which sucks because I feel like if the Nintendo Wii U had it has the capabilities to perform like the Xbox One or the PS4, we can have the same games across multi-platforms like they do. They come out with Call of Duty on both platforms. They call out with Mortal Kombat, 2K, Madden. All these games come out on these platforms, but when they come out on the Wii, it's almost, you know, a generation behind. The way it looks, the way it feels, even the way they name the games. A lot of the games are even under different names. So it's just unfortunate that Nintendo has these missteps throughout their times when releasing these games and can't match up to the way the systems are releasing these current generation games. But they do still have these hardcore games, and people like myself who will always go out and buy certain type of games that come out, like Zelda. I know a lot of us out there are huge Zelda fans, and I got into Zelda with the Ocarina of Time. So when you get into a game like that, it just sets something in your body and mind that says, you know what, in the future I'm always going to rock with them no matter what with this specific game. So if they could just get it right and change their outlook on what gamers want and how gamers interact, I think they're going to be on the winning side. It's kind of a thing that I've been going through recently when I've been playing some online Mario Kart with one of my buddies, you know, Hibiki TMD. He's my boy off of Twitter. We play a lot of Mario Kart and a lot of Super Smash Brothers, but we can't talk to each other. Now, Nintendo has a high tolerance, well, maybe not a high tolerance at all, for, you know, interacting with other players. They feel like people are going to talk mean to each other. They feel like people are just going to, you know, not interact the correct way that they want. So they completely remove it from the ability of the system. Now, if you think of that, that's kind of ruining the opportunity for you to grow and work with other people and have fun because you can't even talk to them. Me and Hibiki can't even talk to each other, or, you know, we got to continue to message each other on Twitter because Nintendo refuses to incorporate that into the system. But you have Xbox and PlayStation, which has multiple uses and capabilities to interact with other gamers. I mean, I feel like if Nintendo would use the super idea of having like have what's the game that everyone has? Mario Party. If they had Mario Party online, I mean, that would be a huge success in my eyes if they had the ability to play with different people around the world on Mario Party and interact on those games and just allow people to reminisce back when everybody was on the couch together. You can still do that with everybody online. They're just kind of missing out on a lot of cool things that could make them get back onto the level of people accepting them and remembering why they fell in love with Nintendo. So I really want you guys to try to always remember that even though Nintendo does have a lot of missteps and they kind of screw up on some of the generation systems that they come out with here and there, at the end of the day, they did give us the reason why we fell in love with games. I know for a fact that is the way for me. I'm pretty sure that may be the same for most of you guys out there that are watching these videos. You're probably around my same age and, you know, interest as far as video games. It had to start somewhere. And I believe Mario, Luigi, Saving Princess Peach definitely is a hardcore building block in why we fell in love with games and why we wanted it. So me and my boy Daryl wanted to just come out with this information, just give you guys a little bit of something to think about, and also wanted to get your opinion on what you think about Nintendo, and do you think they can come back and try to revamp their style and what they feel gamers want and need today, or you think they're going to kind of stay in the rut of trying to innovate but in the wrong way? Hopefully they can change things up with this new system they're supposedly coming out, the Nintendo NX. Again, that's some type of rumor, but we'll never see. We'll never know until we actually get some confirmation. But down in the comments below, guys, let me know what you think about this. This was kind of more of just a little bit of rambling and talking on this point that me and Dale came up with. Definitely go check out his article down below on his site as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And, you know, we'll keep on these videos coming. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And you know how we end it, baby. Showdawee TV out. Peace.